Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Marvel Rivals character guide. And today we have a new duelist, which is Phoenix. And it says here that Jean Grey is actually a 3-star difficulty. Original X-Men Jean Grey boasted immense psychic power even before becoming host the unbridled Phoenix Force. Embodiment of life and psionic energy across the universe. Now aligned with this ancient cosmic power, Jean and the Phoenix traverse space together, burning bright as both a spark of creation and a inferno of destruction. Okay, and here are the abilities of Jean, or the Phoenix. So she's a hit scan, and she shoots those little cosmic flames. Here's her ult, which is probably the most fascinating thing about her kit. We'll talk about that once we get further into details. This is a really cool ability too. It applies those stacks, which we'll talk more about later. And she also has a flight ability, which also reloads your ammo. And a cool thing about this is that each of these abilities kind of has like a secondary feature to it. So that's a really cool thing. She has a passive ability which just gives her a teammate with Wolverine. And we'll talk about that right after we show you guys the suggested combo. Pretty cool. So Jean's teammate with Wolverine is called Primal Flame. It says here, to say that I've got a burning in me when it comes to Jean Grey would be an understatement. From the moment I first laid eyes on her, it felt like my heart was going to beat its way right out of my adamantium ribcage. But romance was never in the cards for the two of us. She loved Summers, and I wasn't the kind of fella who was going to stand in the way of what she wanted, even if it wasn't me. Oh my god, a Cyclops reference. You guys know I love Cyclops, so let's get him in this game next, please. Sorry, okay. I found my own true love in the form of Mariko Yashida. But then time got all screwed up and I ended up getting ripped from my era and tossed into the far-flung future. Been searching for Mariko ever since. And luck ain't been on my side. It's kind of funny. As fast as my body can heal, my heart's been taking way longer than I could have ever expected. But then I saw her floating down for space like some sort of angel. Jeannie was back, and she brought the Phoenix Force along for the ride. All those old feelings started stirring inside of me, and my heart was full again. Sure, I knew that our love wasn't meant to be, but the bond we'd built over the years was just as deep. And I could finally feel that burning in my heart again. But that burning on the inside was just the beginning. When Jeannie passed a portion of the Phoenix Force along to me, it set more than just my heart aflame. My whole body was on fire. She was, and so was everything, and everyone in my path. We've always been a good combo, me and her. But with the power like this, we could burn down the whole damn world. As long as the two of us rise from the ashes together, I might be okay with that. Okay, here's what their team-up ability looks like. We showed you guys a little bit earlier, but basically I'm pretty sure it just gives him more power and damage. Which, does he really need that? No, but, you know, it's gonna definitely help. Okay, so here we are in the practice range, and we're going to talk about Jean's kit for a second and give you guys some tips and some weaknesses for her. The thing is that Jean's basic attack is hit scan, so it's a lot like Hela and Moon Knight. Moon Knight's not hit scan, but she does a lot of damage like Moon Knight, and she does it a lot of she does a lot of her damage when enemies are grouped up. So what you're going to want to do is hit enemies and apply those little fires on top of them. We're going to take some damage to show you guys the second ability it has. And what those abilities are called in the game are just basically sparks. So It takes 3 shots to get a full stack of sparks. Um, if you hit a headshot, then it'll just take 2. So here we go for the head. Hit another one. And once it blows up, you do get bonus health. Or not bonus health. You get just actual healing back. So she can kind of self-heal, but it's not going to be a lot, obviously. So that's the second ability, or secondary feature to this ability. The next ability we're going to talk about is the telepathic illusion. This can actually phase you through stuff, but it can like also apply a spark to the enemy if you saw that. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. It's a movement ability, it's a basically retreat ability, or you can use it offensively. So there's a lot of ways to use it. And yeah, it also has invincibility frames. So like if there's like a Wanda ult or something coming, or a Jeff ult, if you time it perfectly, then you can avoid it. We're gonna waste some ammo here. We're gonna show you guys this. So you see, once you use the flight, you get the restore. You cannot shoot in the air, or you can shoot in the air, but you cannot keep flying. You'll have to go back down. So that's kind of fair. And then this next ability is the telekinesis burst, and this is honestly a really good ability because it applies a spark, but you don't have to be as accurate as this one. Like, if you miss shots on that, then you're just kind of screwed. So that one is way more forgiving, and it also does like, I think it does damage to both of them if they're like lined up. I think it does, but I don't think it did right there. But I think it typically does. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is show you guys the way her ult works. So her ult, as you guys probably know, destroys basically any single thing on the floor or in the battlefield. It's just basically a battlefield resetter. So like if there's a bunch of mines or Loki clones or like whatever might be out there, or like bonus health out there, she pops her ult and just everything basically resets, which is really cool. Her ult has really cool features about it. Basically, if you do ult, you can be from like super low health, and once you ult and come back, you'll be back to full health. So you might want to use it if you really have to, and it's a desperate situation, then you can just use the ult to get back and kind of get like a second health or a second life without having to heal up all the way. Another thing I recommend is get some flame fields out first. Not flame fields, but you know. Because the ult applies a spark to every single enemy it hits. So if you can get some out beforehand and then get them to their max sparks, it could just do a lot more damage. So yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can work the ult into her gameplay, but I think that's the coolest thing about her is how powerful she is, but also there's not a real specific way to play her. So you can kind of just do your own thing, and each ability you can work pretty differently and use them for different reasons. So yeah. Okay, so some weaknesses I'm going to give you are, she has 2 movements abilities. This one, which you're still kind of easy to hit there, so that's basically good for getting to point faster, or like getting somewhere fast, or really escaping to your healers, but they're also going to be healing you at the same time, because if you're just moving out, then you're still going to get hit and you're probably going to die. The next one you have, obviously, is her little phase, which, since the other movement ability is kind of weak, I suggest that you use the phase mainly for defense. If you're getting dove, it could be a really good counter, because not only is it going to make the diver miss their attack, but it's going to hurt them instead and probably make them retreat. So that's definitely a good thing to use.
I can feel your pain. Sorry.
But yeah, I recommend probably trying to use that for a second ability to escape instead of an ability to attack, unless it really depends on the situation, of course, but you know. Yeah. With all that being said, that's going to do it for this video. That's pretty much all I can say about Jean. Definitely an interesting character, and I can't wait to see more of her and get some more gameplay and time on her, because I think she has a lot of potential. With that being said, thanks for watching and peace out.